G'day invaders and welcome to Sin Spacies, and with me here is the very first guest that I've ever had on the channel, Mr. Top Hat Gaming Man. How are you today?
I can't be your first guest. This is my second bloody appearance here.
But you're still my first guest.
But this is my second appearance.
Anyway, we'll just move right along. Right? We're talking today about regrets. I'm not talking about regret on having my guest with me today.
Okay, yeah, come on. Anyway, let's get on with this, Kevin Spacey.
So we're talking about gaming regrets, things that you have let go of that you later figured out that it's worth a lot of money, or something that you saw, didn't buy, and then turned out to be, you know, the holy grail of gaming. So I might start with you. What have you got?
Okay, on the whole, I must say I am a very wise gaming connoisseur. Right. So I have actually held on to the majority of my collection, which is why I've amassed such a huge shrine to gaming within my home. So to get that out of the way. But when I was 15 years old, I threw away about 50 to 60 Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 game boxes and manuals.
And manuals.
Yes, and it included a PAL copy of Mega Man X2. Which,
you heartless bastard. Why would you let that stuff go?
I know, a complete in-box copy today goes for about £700.
Pounds?
Yes, so what's that about?
That's like double dollars.
Exactly. No, it was before bloody Brexit anyway, but
anyway,
we don't want to talk about that today. We'll be positive. Well, apart from obviously losing all the games. Anyway, Mega Man X2 box, binned. Mega Man X box, binned. Link to the Past box, binned. Mario All-Stars box, binned. Mario World box, binned. The list goes on and on and on. So do I now, but I've had to buy it twice. That's the difference.
Oh, well, I can't top that, so that ends the video. Thanks, God. No, joking. No, I've got a few, actually, but not gaming related. This bad boy here, this is the Sega SC3000, and I originally had one of these boxed and with the hard keys. I threw it out. Yeah, I just threw it out, and it gets better. I actually had the disc drive unit that came with this, and that thing's now worth about $2,500. I had it boxed complete. I wrote my very first magazine, my homebrew magazine, on one of these things, and I just let it go because I figured I'm not using it anymore. I don't need it.
Let's look on the bright side of all this, though. Boxes were made to be thrown out, and that's the bloody reason why it's all worth so much. So now, because people like us chucked them in the bin.
Yeah, okay, if that's your one.
The only thing annoying about my story is that I did actually hold on to the boxes for years and years, and then I threw them out about 10 years later. How quickly did you dispose of your box?
Many years later, but it's still,
same problem.
But I didn't want to chuck it out. So there's that. Also, I had, once upon a time, Sega Terra Drive. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, I'll put a graphic in my video later of what it looks like. Basically, it was a Sega Mega Drive / PC. This thing was quite unique. Have you not heard of this before yourself?
I've seen the Sega PCs, but I think the ones I'm familiar with is the Amstrad ones. Yeah,
so there was that one as well, but Sega themselves had the Japanese release only Terra Drive. The name alone sounds cool. It's like Mega Drive, but better. And I was playing Phantasy Star 2 with that thing, and I was using the PC side of it to track my stats and what weapons I got, and rather than writing it down because that's too hard. But that thing was really cool. But one day I just decided I don't need it anymore. It was a 286 computer, which in today's standards is, well, a pocket calculator makes it look like.
Any sentimental gaming regrets? I suppose one of mine would be, again, when I was about 16, I moved house, and it wasn't me actually, it was my bloody mother. My mother binned my original Amstrad. She threw it in a skip, and then the Eastern European gypsies took it away.
Very quickly, I imagine.
Yes.
The last one I've got, a Shinobi arcade cabinet. I had, as a 17-year-old, a Shinobi arcade cabinet. I didn't throw it away. You can't throw those things away. It's like you can't dump that on the side of a road. I bought it for 400 Australian bucks, and I managed to.
Yeah, amazing.
Very cheap back then. I remember the guy that was selling it to me as I was 17 saying, "You really shouldn't be wasting your money on this sort of thing. Yeah, just give me the damn machine, will you?" I later sold it for 450 bucks because I really needed the cash. I've regretted that ever since.
Come on, you made $50. That's capitalism.
Nah, I wanted that machine. Okay, I guess the upside of it is it only had Shinobi in it. There was no other game. It was a glorified money box. At the end of every day, I'd put my coins in there and fill it up. But
So what do you reckon you spent the $50 profit on?
bills.
Bills.
Yeah, sad fact of life.
Well, you live in this house and it's not being repossessed, so that's one
Okay,
thing.
so maybe I learnt a good lesson from it.
So what else do I regret? I suppose it's kind of a regret. Not getting to experience some of my favourite games in their prime, even though I could have, like Secret of Mana, for example. I'd never knew it existed until maybe about 10 years ago, I'd say.
You know, I've actually got a copy of that, but I can't damn find it.
Really?
So my regret is losing it.
You're
I think.
losing
I think we
Secret of
just
Mana.
touched on a regret that I forgot about and now can't find. So yeah, that's one of mine.
So the secret of Mana for me was I didn't know it existed, and the secret for him is he doesn't know where it is.
Well, the secret is, where the heck is it?
Yeah, where the bloody hell is it?
Maybe my brother's borrowed that. I lent out a game to him, Pokemon Pinball. He returned it back 14 years later in mint condition, which is the more surprising thing. One, that he returned it, and two, it's in mint condition.
Yeah, my little brother was a right little scrot as well. He always used to scratch up the PlayStation 1 discs and leave them laying around, and he would also put them in the wrong boxes. It was really bloody annoying. And apart from that as well, Pokemon Pinball, actually. I've got a Pokemon Pinball story briefly. It's kind of a regret. Again, one of my little brother's friends... he, like I said, he hung around with some right little hooligans, and we actually thought that one of them stole a copy of Pokemon Pinball, and it was missing for years and years and years and years, and then we just found it in a wardrobe once. And
I have actually, it's going off topic a little bit, but it is a regret letting this guy in my room. I've had Golden Axe, Japanese version, stolen, Alex Kidd.
No, it's not me. It's not me. I've not taken anything. I'm a very respectable man.
I'll be checking you on the way out.
That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, I've had these things stolen from someone that entered my room as a guest, and they stole stuff. So that is a regret. Letting strangers into my room.
I'm not going to get.
That was about 15 years ago. I think you're a little bit older and more
Okay.
sensible than him.
I thought you might be onto me for a second there.
Again, I will frisk you on the way out. I don't know if that's to check for games. So. Anyway, moving right along. Have you guys at home got any gaming regrets? I don't know. What's that big one that people keep talking about? The World Championship Silver Edition with the flick switches on it, worth about $30,000. Has anyone ever owned one of them and let it slip? Or maybe not something so dramatic as that. Leave a comment below. What was your biggest gaming regret?
Didn't you say you had one more regret as well?
Oh yeah, Musha Released. Yeah, I could have got that for like $40 back in the day. For those of you who don't know, Musha Released is a shoot 'em up on the Mega Drive, and it's probably the most expensive game on the Genesis Mega Drive platform. You can see that go on eBay for about $300 to $400 Australian dollars, or US, I'm not sure, but it's quite expensive.
Quite a dear game.
Go on eBay now and have a look. You'll see what I mean, and make sure you don't buy it and find out that later that it's a dirty reproduction.
It reminded me of expensive games. It's kind of a regret as well. I always wanted Mega Man X3 on the Super Nintendo, and every time I looked at the price, it was just going up, 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 up. Until 20 years later, I paid the most I've ever had to pay for a game ever. So that's my regret, like having to literally max out my credit card on bloody buying a really expensive game.
I think the first time I found out that gaming was starting to become expensive was when I lost my hint guide for Phantasy Star 2 on the Sega Mega Drive. So I thought, I'll go on eBay. Yeah, this platform will be great to pick up a bargain. They were charging $150 just for a book that came with the game for free.
It's absolutely outrageous.
And that was when I started to realise that retro gaming is beginning to get expensive.
It's crazy though, isn't it, really? It's expensive as it is, but I don't know about here in Australia. I don't actually know that many retro gamers. I think I know 2 in my entire town back in England, and bloody 40,000 people live there.
But anyway, so that's been a look at gaming regrets. Leave a comment. Give us a subscription. Also have a look at Top Hat Gaming Man's videos.
And if you're watching this on my channel, have a look at Kevin Spacey's videos.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? My name's been Brian, not bloody Kevin, and I've been gaming since Spacey's. Thanks, guys.